Very good afternoon to all of you. So yesterday we have taken very bit class, very little class for the cryptography and network security. So today I'd like to continue with the previous class where exactly we have stopped. So as far as the cryptography is concerned in terms of the technical point of view, so this is the technical point of view which is being taken into consideration of cryptography and network security. So here we need to understand cryptography is required at this particular place. This is the place where exactly cryptography is required, and at this place cryptography is getting also required. And here the cryptography algorithms are supposed to be required here. So at encryption, what kind of a procedure you are supposed to follow for encryption kind of thing, and what kind of procedure you are supposed to follow for decryption, and what kind of the procedure you have to follow to transmit the key from sender to the receiver. Otherwise, all is to bomb. So these are the three different situations where exactly the cryptographic algorithms are required. So before going to take all these cryptographic algorithms, we need to study. There is a important concept we need to study. Why cryptography? What is the basic point which is involved in cryptography? And what are the different aspects in terms of mathematics was involved in cryptography? Okay, so let us go ahead. Security goals. What are the security goals you are supposed to be taken into consideration while we have to implement the cryptographic algorithms? What goals you are supposed to take into consideration? And before going to take security goals, let me define the computer security. So look at this. Protection which is being offered on automated systems, on different kinds of automated systems, in order to get the integrity, data integrity, not the nation integrity, data availability, and data confidentiality. So these are the three security goals which we have. And data integrity does one chapter in our course of syllabus. Availability is another chapter, and the confidentiality is another chapter. However, what are maybe? So the protection which is being offered on automated system in the sense the system which is being worked at a real time. Whatever the system which we have implemented, that must be run in real time. Must be always preserving, always providing data integrity, data availability, and data confidentiality. Okay, let us go through all these three in a proper way. Okay, so what is integrity and how this could be? What is availability? How this could be? What is the confidentiality? How this could be? Let us go ahead. So look at this. Let us discuss this confidentiality first. So confidentiality will always defines or will always ensures secrecy of the information. Information must be secret while we have to send the data from sender to the receiver. The secrecy will be called as the confidentiality. Okay, so let me give you a quick example for this. So if you consider an email, so some X person will be send an email to you, then you could understand. So yes, an email has been received that could be reached to your mailbox. Thereby, you could have so two things to be understand. One is your mail ID, and second one is the password. Without password, you could not open that mail. So since it does have some kind of security of that particular information, then your mail will be maintaining, or your mail will be taken confidentiality. Okay, mail has been taken confidentiality. If mail cannot be having, suppose you consider some systems, Windows 10 systems or Linux systems or some other systems, let us consider I have installed my Windows system without any password. Username is there, but password is not there with me. So if password cannot be there with you, obviously anybody can come to my system and anybody can open that particular system and anybody can view what are the contents of that my system. Okay, that could be there. So therefore, there is no confidentiality in your user because you don't have any password. If you do have password, then confidentiality has been maintained. Let me give another quick example. If you consider a mobile phone, if your mobile phone, you have the facility to put some kind of security in terms of some password, in terms of some pin, six bit pin or 4-digit pin, whatever the pin it might be, or in terms of a pattern, you can put some kind of password to your phone. If you could able to involve the password while opening for each time, then yes, your system or your mobile phone will be maintains the confidentiality. Whereas if you are not interested to put any password to your mobile phone, obviously, so your system, otherwise your mobile phone is not being maintaining any confidentiality. So finally, what exactly the confidentiality is? Maintaining the secrecy of information or data. That could be called as the confidentiality. How this could be? Are there any classification? Yes, we do have some classification. Number one, data confidentiality. So data confidentiality does means, so what exactly this could be? So it must be provide private confidentiality on sensitive information. Private confidentiality on sensitive information. Private confidentiality does means you are not supposed to give any scope to open your data by any other unauthorized people. So, okay, unauthorized people cannot be openable. So private, sensitive data. Sensitive data in the sense that the data which is related to only you. If it is public, okay, there is no problem. That can be available for all. If it is private, it must be available for only you. It should not be open for all. So such kind of privacy or such kind of security will be comes under so data confidentiality. Okay. Then privacy. Privacy in the sense, yes, it could be visible. It could be visible, but you cannot modify it. Okay, it could be visible, it could be controlled, or it could be influenced. What kind of information which is being taken? It could be taken by other people, but it cannot be modified. Okay, if it could not be modified, then you cannot. Then you can call it as a privacy. So there is a small gap, yellow line between confidentiality and privacy. Confidentiality in the sense everything. Let me give a very quick example in terms of maintaining some kind of books in rack on table. Maintaining books in the almara, that is Birva, in the almara. Yes, I have put all my books, all my belongings into my almara, and I have to put a key for that particular almara. So anybody come to the almara and they are trying to open, so it could not be open for them because that is already locked. That is already locked. So therefore, so information will be secured by providing some kind of locking mechanism such as passwords, PIN numbers, otherwise the pattern, something like that. So such kind of thing that could not be visible to anybody. That must not be visible to anybody. But in privacy, in terms of privacy, yes, it could be visible to everybody, but they are unable to modify it. Modification cannot be done. So then, that is the difference between basic difference between data confidentiality and the data privacy. Then, what exactly this could be done? What exactly the confidentiality can be done? So, message must be, in terms of technical point of view, message must be concealed. Message must be concealed, and it must be applied through an encryption algorithm. Okay, it must be encoding. it must be always encoding. So it must be processed through an encryption algorithm so that your data, your message, your information will be concealed. And the sender, whomever they send the message to any other person, the sender must be always use cryptographic key. One key must be used to encrypt that algorithm. Sorry, that message. To encrypt that particular message. Similarly, at the recipient side, at the receiver side, he must also use the same cryptographic key which is already used by the sender, and what do you call, decrypt it, and he can do it. Let me give you a very quick example for this particular thing. So here, so cryptographic key in the sense, let me give you one quick example. So a person, Alice is there, and Bob also be there. So Alice wants to communicate with Bob using mail ID. Bob's mail ID is b at the rate so gmail.com. So g.com, for example. Okay, so this is the key. I mean the cryptographic key. Of course, not exactly it is cryptographic key. I'm giving you one generalized generic example. So this at the rate b at the rate gmail.com can be used by Alice, and she may be prepare one particular document, and she may be used. So b at the rate gmail.com, g.com, it can be used, and she can be sent the document to Bob. So this is the cryptographic key. Using this particular cryptographic key, Bob can be opened. Bob can be opened by using this particular cryptographic key. Of course, we will discuss this particular point in public key cryptography in a very clear manner. Public key cryptography might have two different types of keys. One is public key, and second one is private key. Private key is your password. Public key is your email ID. Your email ID can be available for anybody. So it is public available in public domain. My email ID can be distributed to anybody. That is no problem at all. But I should not distribute my password. My password cannot be distributed. So that is the point where exactly we need to consider. In technical point of view, confidentiality must be followed. These 3 points. So this is what about the first goal of the cryptography, which is confidentiality. And the second goal, what is the second goal of the cryptography is integrity. Integrity in the sense, when a message has been received by you, some kind of message has been received by you from your friend. You have to assure that that must be exact and that must be accurate. So nowadays, we people are what you call experiencing. So if any vehicle, what shall I say, vehicle insurance papers must be get through online only. Okay, they may be give your vehicle insurance papers through online. So they may be reached to you through email ID. So for the first year, I have paid my vehicle insurance amount. For the second year, I just modify the numbers within the first year's document. Then it could be seen as like as the original for this particular year also. So therefore, if such kind of things will be done by you, then that is not following the what do you call integrity. Okay? Integrity is not supposed to be followed. Integrity is not supposed to be followed. So for doing this particular thing, what exactly we are trying to do here? So integrity will be always taken in 2 manners. That is data integrity, and second one is system integrity. System integrity. Data integrity does means data must be reached to you by any sender. It must be exact and accurate. System integrity in the sense it must be done. It must not be done malfunction. Okay, it must not be done in a malfunction form. It must not be performed any unauthorized manipulation on that particular system. Then how could you ensure it technically? Technically, if a message will be received by you, then so sender will also prepare one particular message digest. One particular message digest will be sent to you. Of course, message digest will be in the form of, if you observe your certificates might be having holograms. Hologram is one message digest. And the second thing, right now today, so people are preparing some QR codes. QR code is another message digest. Like that, people will be prepared. I mean, the sender will be prepared. So message digest using one technique. The technique is called hashing. So therefore, that could be sent along with the message. That would be sent along with the message. And at the recipient side, what he is supposed to do is he is also prepared one more message digest based on the message which is being received by him. He may be received some message. M message will be received. Message M has been received by the receiver. Yes, he has been received M, and he is also prepared one more. The sender also prepared one more message digest. So MD has been sent. So this is also be sent to the receiver. He is also received MD here. After receiving this message and message digest, he just to take this particular message and can be applied through hashing technique, and he may be prepared message digest again. This is message digest original, and this is message digest at a receiver. And he may be compare these two. He may be compare these two. If these two will be equal, yes, whatever the message he may be received is exact. If these two are not correct, are not equal, then whatever the message which has been received by him is malfunction. It does have some kind of modifications. So in this way, you have to observe. You have to observe the integrity. Okay. So therefore, hashing is one particular technique which is used to maintain the integrity, data integrity. So this is the second goal of cryptography. And the third goal is availability. Data must be available in a proper way. It must be available at any moment of time. If you are trying to withdraw money from account, if your server is not available, could you able to withdraw the money? Not possible. So therefore, the data must be available for any time for the people who are authorized on the particular thing. That's what you need to remember. Then how could you done this one here is, so it could be done, a digital certificate will be gets created by you. So digital certificate will be gets created by you. Through Aadhaar, you could get some digital certificates. Or digital signatures will be created by you. Therefore, the data will be available at any moment of time by taking this particular digital certificate or digital signature. Okay. There are some other techniques are there, and some other systems are there. Kerberos is one kind of system which could be used to prepare digital certificates or digital signatures for our cryptographic systems. Okay. So these are three different types of goals which are useful to you while you have to implement any kind of cryptographic. Okay. Then tomorrow we shall continue with this accountability, and remaining parts of things, that is security attacks and so on and so forth. Okay, tomorrow we shall continue this. Thank you. Just wait for a while. Let me take your attendance.